Hi, good afternoon. Kevin Martin here, your UT admissions guy, filming today from my house in Bali, where I've been living since the end of January. And so in this video, I want to update you on some changes that the University of Texas at Austin has made to their admissions process for first-time freshmen, starting with spring and fall 2020 applicants. So the biggest change so far that UT has already announced is adjustments and modifications to their essay topics. So there's a new long essay where students must write 500 to 700 words on a topic that we'll discuss today. And then 3 new short answers required of all applicants, including a discussion of your first choice major, a presentation of your leadership abilities and experiences, and finally a discussion of identities, experiences, talents that will contribute to a diverse learning environment at UT Austin. For the first time, UT is also allowing for an optional short answer. So if you've had significant obstacles that you've experienced that have adversely affected your high school performance and transcript, you have the opportunity to discuss that. In the past, UT required all students to discuss their academic transcript, and then this year they adjusted it somewhat to allow that to be an optional choice. And so I will discuss today the new SAA and 2 more videos after this, also on the topic of SAA. And then finally, throughout the summer, I will be releasing 4 more short answer videos to discuss the new prompts that all first-time freshmen need to discuss. So the new SAA topic for all fall 2020 students is a question. So tell us your story. What unique opportunities or challenges have you experienced throughout your high school career that shape who you are today? So I think this topic has a much wider range of possibilities than the old SAA topic. So previously, all first-time freshmen who were applying to UT Austin and to apply Texas universities that required an essay asked students to discuss the environment in which they were raised. And so think of this new topic regarding telling your story as a bit of an umbrella. And the old SAA was kind of a one part under this umbrella where you could discuss your community, your home life, environment, or your high school. Whereas now the topic is a lot broader because you can tell a story really about anything that you want to. And so there's a big possibility here to be creative, experimental, or a little bit unconventional. So I think the first type of student this prompt might reward are those who are willing to be a little bit more risky and to take perhaps a more uncertain or more varied approach to their style or to their content. So I think that this essay topic for me is going to be really exciting. I think there's going to be a lot of different types of essays that students can write about. With the old topic, students would sometimes say, oh, I don't really have anything meaningful or significant to talk about or that's interesting from my home life. But here again, every college essay prompt is merely an invitation to write. So this prompt is inviting you to tell not just your story, but any story that might be of interest to your reviewers. Remember that a lot of college essay topics and responses are boring. And so it just is the case that 17 and 18-year-old students who are submitting their college essays to universities throughout the country, whether it's UT Austin or Stanford or Harvard or the University of California, Berkeley, are often not putting forward their best effort. The essays are often boring, and they're usually just honestly not that interesting. It's something I talk about in my book, Your Ticket to the 40 Acres. I've dedicated a blog post to this topic. Most college applications are boring or just simply not very good. And so being just a little bit interesting has the possibility to reward you greatly. Again, your reviewers are going to be reading dozens of essays and applications every day. And so making them laugh or smile or think a little bit differently or just even raise their eyebrows, I think can do a lot for increasing your admissions chances. It's also important to understand how UT actually trains their admissions reviewers, especially whenever there are changes in the admissions process. So for example, the last time that there was a substantial change in UT admissions was in 2017. Starting that year, UT for the first time had these new 3 short answer requirements. So in addition to the long SAA on Applied Texas, all students were required to write on topics regarding their career aspirations, their academics, and some leadership qualities. And so that year, because UT didn't have some essays that they had already scored from previous admission cycles, they had to actually wait for some weeks before there was enough essays and applications that came through until they could do their office-wide training to get everybody on the same page and try and make consistent the admissions review process, what the expectations are internally, and also to calibrate each of the reviewers so that way there's not hopefully a big disparity between certain reviewers scoring essays more leniently or more strictly and so on. And so that just is to reiterate the point that there's definitely no advantage in submitting your application on August 1st or the first week in August. It's most likely that UT won't even start training their admissions reviewers until late August or early September, and it's very probable that they won't even begin the admissions review process until mid to late September. And so there's definitely no sense of urgency in submitting your application as soon as possible. Your first effort is never going to be your best effort, and so I encourage you to take the drafting and editing and rewriting process seriously. And this is true for any of your essay topics. Really trust in the process and don't submit your first draft as your final submission. I've already seen a lot of misconceptions about this topic. I've been following conversations on applying to college on Reddit, and students are just immediately jumping to the phrase challenges that you have experienced. And I think this is tying into larger conversations about College Board putting forward this new adversity score on the SAT. And I think people are just immediately saying, well, I don't have any sob stories, I don't have any obstacles, I don't have any challenges. We'll discuss this phrase in more depth in later videos, but I just want to emphasize that you really have two possibilities here. You can discuss an opportunity and or a challenge. And I think a lot of times many opportunities come with challenges, and a lot of challenges have silver linings, where there's things that you've taken away that can make for an interesting story. And so this topic is very broad, and it's only as narrow as your mindset is going to make it. So don't be constrained by this essay. Instead, see it as an invitation to write. I'll provide some more tips and strategies, ways to approach the language of the prompt, and also different stylistic or content ways that you can write this essay. But that's all I wanted to share with you today. And if you like this video and you want to see future essay topics and essay tips, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've also published the second edition of my book, Your Ticket to the 40 Acres, and so you can pick up the Amazon or paperback version on the Kindle or the paperback version on Amazon. You can also find a questionnaire in the information section of this page, and so if you're interested in working together to help tell your story and maximize your chances of gaining admission to UT Austin, feel free to complete my questionnaire, or you can email me directly at kevin@techsubmissions.com. Thanks, and I hope you have a great day.